What if the first thing you feel upon waking is actually your body signaling distress? As we age, it's common to brush off unusual morning sensations, numbness, mental fog, or slight chest pressure as minor issues or the result of poor sleep or dehydration. However, what many don't realize is that these early morning symptoms can be the body's way of alerting us to serious, potentially life-threatening health problems. The moment you wake up, your body may already be sounding an alarm. In this video, we'll explore 5 crucial symptoms that should never be ignored if they appear in the morning. These aren't small annoyances or signs to monitor later. They are urgent warnings that your body is in trouble, especially after the age of 60. From early stroke indicators to subtle signs of heart issues, recognizing these symptoms could mean the difference between a full recovery and a serious health crisis. By the end of this video, you'll know how to respond if you or someone close to you experiences any of these signs, and you might even save a life by recognizing them early. Let's dive in. Sign number 1, sudden weakness on one side of the body. Waking up to find one side of your body feeling weak or numb is a serious warning sign that should never be ignored. While it may be tempting to chalk it up to sleeping in a strange position or a limb falling asleep, this type of sudden, one-sided weakness is often an early indicator of a stroke. What many people don't realize is that strokes frequently occur during sleep, meaning you could already be several hours into a medical emergency by the time you wake up. A stroke happens when the blood supply to part of the brain is cut off, either due to a clot or bleeding. The area of the brain affected may control movement on one side of the body, which is why your arm might feel heavy, your leg may not respond, or your face could look uneven. The symptoms may appear subtle or be more dramatic, but in either case, they are not just signs of aging. They signal a possible stroke and require immediate medical attention. Take Henry's story, for example. Henry, a 76-year-old retired teacher from Michigan, woke up one morning with a strange heaviness in his left arm. Initially, he thought it was from how he had slept. However, his wife quickly noticed his speech was slightly slurred and his smile looked uneven. Recognizing these signs, she called for emergency help right away. Henry had, in fact, suffered a mild stroke during the night. Because they acted fast, he received timely treatment and eventually made a full recovery through physical therapy. Stories like Henry's highlight the importance of recognizing these symptoms early. If you ever wake up and notice that one side of your body feels weak or numb, especially your face, arm, or leg do, not wait to see if it goes away. You don't need to panic, but you do need to take immediate action. Call emergency services and seek medical evaluation. It's far better to be cautious and discover it's nothing than to delay and risk serious, even irreversible, damage. Morning weakness on one side isn't just discomfort, it could be your body's urgent call for help. Don't ignore it. Your quick response could save your life. Sign number 2, difficulty speaking or slurred speech. Imagine waking up, sitting on the edge of your bed, and trying to greet your partner, or even just mutter a few words to yourself only, to find that your speech is off. Maybe your words are slurred, your tongue feels unusually heavy, or you simply can't form a clear sentence. That unsettling moment when your mouth won't cooperate with your mind is more than just sleepiness. It could be your brain alerting you to a serious problem. Sudden trouble speaking is a major early warning sign of a stroke. Just like one-sided body weakness, this symptom can occur while you're asleep and only become noticeable once you attempt to speak. It's not always just about slurred words. Sometimes you might know exactly what you want to say but can't get the words out, or you might say the wrong words without even realizing it. This disconnect between thought and speech can be deeply frustrating and alarming. The brain controls language through specific regions, and when a stroke disrupts these areas, your ability to speak, understand, or express yourself can be affected instantly. That's why sudden changes in speech, no matter how small, should never be dismissed. These signs need immediate medical evaluation, not a wait-and-see approach. Acting quickly could mean the difference between a full recovery and long-term speech impairment. Take the story of Marilyn. an 82-year-old grandmother from Arizona. One morning during her usual phone call with her daughter noticed that Marilyn was speaking slowly and her words were garbled. Marilyn claimed she felt fine, but her daughter didn't ignore the signs. She rushed over and took her mother to the hospital. It turned out Marilyn had suffered a mild stroke. Because they acted fast, her speech returned to normal after therapy and no major damage was done. Marilyn's story shows how critical it is to recognize when something's not right with your speech. A small slur or confused sentence might seem harmless, but it could be a cry for help from your brain. If you or someone you love suddenly struggles to speak clearly, especially in the morning, don't wait. Seek medical help right away. Trust your instincts. You know your voice better than anyone else. Sign number 3, sudden vision changes. You open your eyes in the morning, expecting to see the soft morning light, but something seems off. Maybe one side of your vision is blurry, or there's a dark spot in the corner of your eye that won't go away. This isn't the usual morning grogginess or temporary blur that clears after a few blinks. It feels different. If you're squinting, turning your head to focus, or even bumping into things you'd normally avoid, your body may be sending you an urgent message. Sudden vision problems, especially upon waking, can be a serious warning sign of a stroke. While we often think of strokes affecting movement or speech, they can also target the brain regions responsible for sight. When blood flow is interrupted to these areas like the occipital lobe or optic nerve, you may experience blurred vision, double vision, or even partial vision loss in one eye. These changes are often painless, which makes them easy to dismiss. Many older adults assume it's just a normal part of aging or the result of a poor night's sleep. But that assumption can be dangerous. If your vision suddenly becomes distorted, especially on just one side or in one eye, don't wait it out. Unlike strokes that affect speech or cause numbness, vision-related strokes can sneak in quietly and may not bring obvious symptoms like slurred words or facial drooping. But they're no less serious. Consider Carl, a 76-year-old man from Michigan. One morning, he woke up and noticed a gray blur on the right side of his vision. Thinking it was something on his glasses, he cleaned them, but nothing changed. Thankfully, his wife urged him to visit urgent care. Doctors discovered that Carl had experienced a minor stroke that affected his brain's visual processing center. Because he received prompt treatment, much of his vision was restored within a few weeks. But had he waited longer, the outcome could have been far worse. Acting quickly makes all the difference. Some people fear being dramatic or overreacting, but when it comes to your health, especially vision, you must trust your instincts. If your sight suddenly shifts, it's not just sleep in your eyes. It could be your only warning sign. Don't ignore it. Seek medical help immediately. Prompt action can protect not just your vision, but your life. Sign number 4, sudden loss of balance or coordination. Imagine waking up and stepping out of bed, only to feel as if the floor has shifted beneath you. You stumble, wobble, or need to steady yourself against a wall or dresser just to stay upright. Maybe your legs feel unusually weak, or your steps don't land where you expect them to. It's tempting to dismiss this as simple morning grogginess or stiffness, but a sudden loss of balance could be a critical warning from your body. This kind of instability may be an early sign of a stroke, brain bleed, or a transient ischemic attack, TIA, also known as a mini-stroke. These events can briefly disrupt the brain's ability to control coordination, making you feel like you've lost your natural sense of movement. The scary part? This symptom often gets ignored. People frequently assume they just got up too fast or slept in an awkward position. But if your sense of balance feels off without an obvious cause, it's worth taking seriously. Balance relies on a delicate system involving your brain, eyes, muscles, and inner ear. Even a small clot or a short-lived lack of blood flow can disturb that connection and result in sudden unsteadiness. Unlike localized muscle weakness, loss of balance affects your entire body. You may feel dizzy, lightheaded, or as if the room is spinning. When this happens suddenly and without explanation, It's a clear signal that something could be wrong neurologically. There's also a deeper impact. Losing your balance can undermine your sense of safety and confidence. Many people start moving more cautiously, holding onto furniture, or avoiding walking altogether. This fear of falling can lead to isolation, less physical activity, and even depression, all of which increase the risk of long-term health issues. Consider Walter, a 76-year-old man from Oregon. One morning, he got out of bed and immediately stumbled into his closet door. He hadn't tripped, wasn't dizzy, but couldn't stay balanced. His wife insisted on a hospital visit. The doctors confirmed he had experienced a mini stroke. Fortunately, because they acted quickly, he was treated in time, avoiding a more severe stroke down the line. If your balance suddenly feels off, don't shrug it off. Trust your instincts. A fast response can make all the difference between early intervention and long-term consequences. Listen to your body. It often whispers before it shouts. Sign number 5, chest tightness or pressure upon waking. You wake up and feel an unusual heaviness in your chest. It's not a sharp pain, but rather a deep pressure, like someone pressing down on your chest, or a tight band wrapping around your upper torso. Some describe it as squeezing or a strange fullness. You sit up, hoping it will pass, maybe blaming it on how you slept or assuming it's just indigestion. But this isn't something to brush off. Waking up with chest discomfort could be a critical warning sign of a heart attack, especially for older adults. Morning is a particularly risky time for heart issues. That's because as you wake up, your body naturally produces more stress hormones, your blood thickens slightly, and your heart rate rises. If there's already plaque buildup in your arteries, these changes can trigger a cardiac event. In fact, many heart attacks occur between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m., just as you're starting your day. What makes this symptom especially dangerous is how subtle it can be. Unlike dramatic portrayals in movies, a heart attack might not involve someone clutching their chest and collapsing. It could be a mild tightness, burning, or discomfort that spreads to your jaw, back, or left arm. You might also feel unusually tired, nauseated, short of breath, or just have a general sense that something is wrong. If these feelings appear suddenly and don't go away within a few minutes, it's essential to act immediately. Don't wait to see if it fades. There's also a common mental trap, especially among older men, the fear of overreacting. Many don't want to cause a fuss or go to the ER for something that might be minor. But with heart problems, hesitation can be deadly. Acting fast can prevent serious damage to your heart and drastically improve your chances of recovery. Consider Harold, a 72-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio. One morning, he woke up with chest tightness and assumed it was indigestion from the chili he ate the night before. But after 20 minutes and a tingling arm, he called 911. That call saved his life. He was having a heart attack, and early treatment helped minimize the damage. If you wake up with chest pressure, discomfort, or pain, don't lie back down. Don't wait. Be smart. Your heart and your loved ones depend on it. Final thoughts. Each morning, we wake up expecting things to feel familiar and unchanged. But as we grow older, our bodies often start sending quieter, more subtle messages, especially in those early hours. A slight twitch, an odd sensation, tightness in the chest, or a moment of confusion may seem minor, but these small signs can hold major significance for our health. Choosing to notice them could mean the difference between early intervention and a serious, even life-threatening outcome. This isn't about living in fear, it's about being informed, confident, and taking control of your well-being. Nobody wants to make an emergency call over something that might turn out to be nothing. But what if it isn't nothing? What if that pressure in your chest or unexpected imbalance is the only warning before something more serious occurs? You've spent a lifetime building a meaningful life, and you have every right to protect it with wisdom, urgency, and zero hesitation. We've discussed 5 important signs to watch for when you wake up: facial drooping, chest discomfort, sudden confusion, difficulty speaking or walking, and severe dizziness. These aren't everyday aches, they're possible signals that something deeper is wrong. Responding quickly can make all the difference. Too often, people delay getting help not because they don't care, but because they're unsure or they don't want to seem dramatic. But taking your health seriously isn't dramatic, it's courageous. It shows respect for yourself and for those who care about you. Think of all the moments ahead that are still waiting to be lived. A child's wedding, a holiday dinner, a peaceful walk under falling leaves. These moments deserve the healthiest version of you. So tomorrow morning and every morning after, take just a few extra seconds when you wake up. Tune in to how you feel. If anything seems off even slightly, trust your instincts. Your body has been with you through every stage of life. It knows when something's wrong. Listen to it. Act on it. And give yourself the best chance to enjoy many more healthy, meaningful days ahead. Thanks for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it. Your feedback means a lot and keeps us motivated to bring you more helpful content. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support allows us to continue creating content that educates and inspires. We truly appreciate you being here, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.